Yo, welcome to Real Faith Talk, where we just get real. We talk about sports, religion, marriage, life. We just get down to the real, and we just want to keep it transparent here on this show. So, y'all welcome, and we hope y'all enjoy. So, man,
Hey,
I think we should get right into the introductions, man. I'm Cameron, but y'all can call me just Cam on the show, and we got go ahead and introduce yourself, Andre.
I'm Andre. People call me Dre. Uh, I'm Dre all day on Instagram.
Yeah,
Cause I'm me. I'm me all day. So
yeah. Yeah. But man, we're gonna get right back. We're gonna get right into it, man. So, what you think about that game last night, man? And
man,
Giannis' performance.
it was legendary, man. I was sitting there watching it, and I'm like, man, I know Phoenix not about to lose 4 games in a row, bro. That's all I like. I'm waiting for it to turn on. They come back, go on a run, and they just couldn't stop Giannis. And I was like, and he was killing them on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, he
That's
was.
that's when I was like, man, I think Phoenix is just too small. And he was blocking all they. It was just every time they tried to get to the basket, they just couldn't get anything. And because Giannis is just in there, just and Portis, they was just they was like two trees just standing in the paint. And then so they locked everybody up and they forced Crowder to shoot threes wide open. And he couldn't capitalize. We know how that worked out. And
Yeah.
honestly, Phoenix probably would have won the game if Giannis was regular Giannis and missed all them free throws.
Yeah.
But since he was hitting and ones and getting the free throws, there was just nothing you could do. Dude was unstoppable.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, man, I sat there and watched that game, and Giannis came to play. Giannis already had it in his mind that he was not going back to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Everybody know. Me personally, I felt like if they would have went back to Phoenix, it would have been over.
It was over. Yeah.
The Suns would have won that, and we'd be talking about Chris Paul as a champion. But for Giannis to go in there aggressive as he did, laying it all there, laying it all on the floor, and dropping 50 on them boys, 50. I was reading the stat. I think the stat was like only 6 players, have done this in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
And, one of them was Jordan. So
yeah.
That
Jordan
dude
and
was
LeBron.
cold.
When you're in that company, you let me see. Players who have scored 50 in finals game. It's gonna come up because everybody's searching for it in Google.
Yeah. but for what he done for that city, man, and for him to, I was watching one of his interviews, right, and he was talking about he could have easily joined a super team and played his role and did this and the third. He was just about to say what team. He was like, I ain't gonna put nobody on the spot, but I could easily have joined a super team. I felt like he was about to roll off his tongue, like he was about to say something about the Lakers or somebody recruiting him, because he was heavily recruited, right? So
hey, you know who he was recruited by, right?
Who?
Golden State.
Golden State. I think the Lakers too. The Lakers were trying to recruit him too, because LeBron and AD wouldn't sign a contract until he said what he was going to do. So once he resigned with the Bucks, I don't know if you noticed it. Once he signed with the Bucks, LeBron then went ahead and signed their contract. So
man, that's the best. That's the best decision he could have ever made. Because he would have got that stain on his name of team hopping, blah blah blah. But to win it on the sorry team, because the Bucks have been sorry.
No.
I'm talking about the franchise. Like the franchise has been sorry for a long time. Now the team is good. I wouldn't call them a super team per se, but Middleton is an all-star, man. Like it's just there's really no super teams in the league right now. And I know everybody keeps saying that.
The Lakers are the Nets are the only super team. Yeah, they definitely super team.
But the Lakers ain't a super. They keep saying that the Lakers are a super team. I'm like,
they're not.
The Lakers are not a super team.
It's AD and LeBron, and then everybody else.
And then the rest of the team.
Right. But man, going back to Giannis though, man, for Giannis to, I don't know if you watched his backstory or whatever. I think they kept showing this little clip where he was being interviewed as a kid. I don't know how old he was at the time, but he looked very small. But the guy asked him, he was like, all right, so what do you see yourself being, where you see yourself at, or what do you want for your career or something like that. And he was like, I want to be an NBA player. So he did that. Became an NBA player. And then I think one of his interviews, he was talking about how Kobe, he said he just messaged Kobe out the blue because Kobe was sending out these Nike challenges to these different players. Yeah. And he messaged Kobe, and Kobe challenged him to win MVP and win the NBA title. So as you can see, he won the MVP that year that Kobe challenged him, but it took him a little time to get that NBA title, but he eventually did. And for him to go out there, man, and do what he did, laying it all out on the floor, dropping 50, and just willing his team to win, because the Suns weren't laying down at all.
They was fighting.
Yeah.
That dude, I was like, man, Giannis gonna either die or he gonna win today, because that dude.
Well, he was slumped over the whole slumped over. One time the coach had to call a timeout. He didn't need a timeout. He saw Giannis slumped over. He called a timeout for Giannis to get a breather, because Giannis said he wasn't coming out that game. Yeah. But let's kind of switch gears though and talk about Chris Middleton, the other players, Chris Middleton, Jrue Holiday, PJ Tucker, all those guys. How do you feel that those guys handle adversity throughout the whole playoffs?
Man, they were big time, because they were like the whole playoffs. They were just continuously down. I feel like it's I don't know. It's kind of like how the way the coach operates. He takes about 2 games to figure out the other team, and once he got you, bro. And then there's no beating them after that, because once they figure out the defensive strategy, they lock you down all the way. And that's the crazy part. And they said his job was on the line too.
The coach.
So yeah, if he got an early exit, his job was on. He was out of there. So
I think had he lost the finals, his job would have been fired. Yeah. And just for the move, the offseason moves they made to bring in Jrue Holiday, and they tried to bring in Bogdanovich, but that didn't work out. Something fell through with tampering or whatever.
I like Jrue Holiday, bro. I was trying to tell y'all, bro. Jrue is good. Like, I wish he had. I wish he had gotten the package with Anthony Davis, but they weren't gonna be able to get both of them.
Nah, I mean he's nice. He's nice defensively, and he do what he do. He's nice offensively too. But I think
they don't need him
more on his defense. Nah, he focuses on his defense. That's what they got him for. His defense.
Yeah, he's better, which makes sense because the best scorers in the league right now are like all point guards, and he can lock up. He will lock them down. He's a big dude too. He's a big old body, and he just wear him down.
And I think for what fell through with the Bogdanovich trade with the tampering and stuff, and then them end up trading for PJ Tucker. I think PJ Tucker was big for them, man, as far as bringing them in as an acquisition. Veteran, defender, put him on whoever you want to put him on. He guarded Kevin Durant. They put him on Chris Paul. They switched him off on
anybody,
D-Book. So I mean, and sometimes, like the Nets series, sometimes he may have been not as effective, but for him to just keep coming at you, that will wear you down.
Bro,
that will wear you down.
Ain't nobody effective against KD, so that
nah. But I think he did pretty good on.
Shoot, he might have scored 70. He might have scored 70 if it wasn't for him Gardner.
But for them to have 2 dogs like PJ Tucker and Jrue Holiday, man, those guys were tough, man. And then I don't know if you watched the interview, but they was telling the people, basically what they were here for. We ain't here to score as much, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. I got him for the next half. He mine. And those two would just basically swap out with each other.
Yeah.
All right, let me get Chris Paul, you get D-Book. All right, you get Chris Paul, I get D-Book. Swapping in and out. So you got 2 different guys guarding you the whole time, and they're not necessarily focusing on scoring, but they're focusing on stopping you or making it harder for you to score. So, man, that was a big pickup.
Hey, big pickup. Chris Middleton, he reminded me of Paul Pierce a little bit, how he played. Yeah, he's just not as good a shooter, but he just don't look like a basketball player. I mean, like he don't look like he just looked like a regular dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But dude, amazing. But when he give you 30, it's over with. That's what I'm telling you. When he give you 30, it's a problem. And that's been when he struggles, like the first 2 games, when he struggles, you got a chance to beat him. But if he give you 30 plus, while Giannis giving you 30 and 40, it's over.
Yeah. His game's smooth. His game's smooth. I was watching him last night, how he just pull because they was trying to trap him right before he could even get to his spots. So they basically were saying we're gonna take him out the game and let Giannis beat us. And Giannis beat him.
He beat him.
They put all their focus on on Chris Middleton, and then Giannis ate. So either way it goes, either Giannis gonna dot your eyes or Middleton was gonna dot your eyes. But both of them were doing it, man. It was killing them boys, man. And they
just look so much bigger than them, bro. They look like a varsity team versus JV. I was like, man, they're so much bigger than them. Yeah, they're a really long team and great defensively, and they do enough on offense, where they just wear you down. But
see, I don't know if you noticed, but Giannis was going at Ayton last night. Ayton couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, he locked him down, bro.
Giannis is just as big as a center, but just as fast as a guard.
Yeah,
how can you stop that? 6'11", 6'10", 242 pounds coming downhill at you, and all you can do is either put your hands up or try to stop him. And that's what DeAndre Ayton kept trying to do, but he got in foul trouble early. Once he did that took him out the game.
And it seemed like they didn't in the beginning. The Suns didn't really come to play like that. They just thought they was just going to win it or something because they were doing like it just didn't seem like they had that sense of urgency. Only Chris Paul, like you see Giannis get ready to dunk, and you see Chris Paul, as small as he is, pushing Giannis out of the air to keep him from getting the alley hoop. Nobody else was doing that. They was just getting boomed off.
Yeah. I don't know. Chris Paul
might be trying to hurt him. Falling, bro. Yeah, he might have. He was mad at the end. He was mad, boy. That boy's mad. What do you think, Chris? What do you think Chris Paul going to do now? Because he's a free agent now, right? So he can pick where he want to go.
Well, no, he has a player option. So what he can do if he doesn't want to sign with them, if I'm not mistaken, he can choose not to pick up the player option, right?
Yeah.
And then that'll make him an unrestricted free agent. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then if that happens, he has.
I think he's a restricted free agent, right? Does that make you a restricted free agent?
I believe if you don't pick up your player option, it makes you an unrestricted free agent.
Okay.
But I know you're probably looking it up right now, but so either way it goes, if he becomes a restricted free agent or unrestricted free agent.
You're right. It's unrestricted.
Okay. Yeah. I figured that's what it was. So what happens is now teams can offer him, he can go and look at other teams and whatnot.
But he has to decline first, though.
He has to decline his player option. That's right.
He gonna definitely decline.
If he picks it up, then
but they pay him a bunch of money, didn't they?
Not the Suns. That contract is from when he was with
not
OKC.
The Clippers still. The Clippers. Not the Clippers.
No, not the Clippers. Who was he with before he went to OKC? Yeah, the Clippers. That's that big contract that the Clippers offered him.
That's a lot of money, bro.
It was like a 5-year deal or something like that.
Yeah.
So when he got traded to OKC, it was the same thing out with them. So then
hold on. He's still on that deal. So it was he left the Clippers to Houston, and then traded to the Thunder.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. When he got traded to Houston
gave him a big deal
to a big contract. Yeah,
it was like a 3-year deal though.
Yeah,
that's what it was
for a lot of money. For a
4-year deal, it was a huge contract.
Right. Yeah. Then he went from Houston to OKC. Then from OKC to the Suns.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't know if he's gonna do it, but if he says I'm gonna run it back, and then
they talking about Lakers, bro.
I don't know about that.
We don't want him, bro. We don't want him.
We want
him. No, we don't.
Yeah. Look, hold on. If he declines his player option and he has opportunity to go somewhere where he can win immediately, which he did have opportunity with the Suns, but you have to put into account all those injuries that took place. So you got guys like the Clippers gonna be healthy. You got guys like the Nets, they're gonna be healthy.
Yeah, he's not
the
gonna
Lakers gonna be healthy. Those boys gonna be healthy, and once they become healthy, then the Suns' chances are going to diminish greatly, right?
Yes, they're gonna be like fourth in the West.
But what you just said was the Lakers are not gonna want him. Yes, we do.
Look.
What point guard we have right now?
Listen, if we get Damian Lillard, we don't need CP3. Now, if we don't get Lillard, then we want CP3 because that'll help LeBron big time, and that'll be great because LeBron can just play He could just play his position. You know,
This is what I think from the get go.
because he wouldn't play with LeBron for a long time, bro.
Yes, if the Lakers are unable to get Dame because Dame, because supposedly in the upcoming days he was supposed to have been requested for a trade, right?
They said he didn't though. That was assumptions. They said he didn't. He said he didn't.
Oh, well, of course he's gonna play the role.
He lying.
Of course he's gonna play the role.
They working the deal right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now that the season's over, right? Now we're gonna look at and see what's gonna happen. Because the season's over now, then you have the NBA draft coming up and whatnot, right? So when all this happens, we're gonna see if Dame really say what he didn't say. So let's put this.
Bro, he wants to play for the Lakers because he's a big time Kobe fan, Lakers fan growing up. That dude wants to play for. He's already said it plenty of times. He wants to be a Laker. He's just trying to be loyal. He's just trying to be loyal like Giannis.
Yeah, but you got to think about what the Bucks did.
Forget all that.
Though. Think about what the Bucks did for Giannis, though. The Bucks brought in some players. They switched it up. They changed the game. They made moves showing Giannis that this is what we're gonna do. You know what they did for Dame? They brought in aging Carmelo Anthony, right? So aging Carmelo Anthony wasn't gonna do anything. I mean, he could still get buckets off the bench, but what did they really bring him? They didn't bring him anything. They didn't bring him anything. So you gotta look at it.
Once Aldridge left, that was a wrap.
Yeah, and I don't know if you paid attention to the interview, but in the interview, that Dame was getting interviewed during the Team USA, he told them, I did everything. I mean, what else could I have done? I mean, that's the team that's currently constructed now. We lost to a team that had injuries. That's throwing shots right now. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you gotta get out of there, bro. But also, Portland is not. I know that used to be a big deal. It's not exactly as big a deal anymore. But Portland is a small market. Nobody wants to go to Portland.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I think they're having trouble getting people there. It's not that people don't want to play with Dame, but they ain't trying. Just nobody wants to play in Portland.
Right.
Like who wants to play with Portland? They ain't been good in forever.
Right.
But and plus Dame is the leader of the team. So whoever go there gonna be playing second fiddle. So I don't know, man. We'll see. But if we don't get him, yeah, CP3 will that'd be the move. He just stay injured so much though. But we can rest him though, because LeBron can play point guard. So that's what you need. You need a defensive point guard. Where you think my boy Ben Simmons is gonna go?
Man,
that boy said he gonna win a 3-point shooting contest. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. That's his goal. Hey, he might.
He ain't been in that gym working. I saw a report where he was out at some party or a game or something. It was a picture that took. Come on, man.
They said that boy lazy, bro.
There's no way in the world you've been in the league as long as you've been in the league and you still ain't got no jump shot, or you don't have the confidence to take your jump shot. That's I don't understand that. And so I think that, to be honest with you, he can come to LA and that physicality, that physicality that he has, and that mentality is that point guard mentality that he has at 6'10", and be able to pass the ball like that, LeBron-esque type.
Just to be under LeBron, man.
I think LeBron would show him the ropes on how to, be a winner, and show him how to basically develop that jump shot or get the confidence to take that jump shot. Because I saw
and he get his behind in the gym.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's where you need to be. You don't need to be at no parties, bro. You lose. You keep losing, and you got 2 all-stars. Y'all expecting to go all the way to the top. Yeah, you don't need to be at no parties, bro. Yeah, you wasting time, bro.
I don't know.
Don't let me catch you. If I was your mentor, don't let me catch you at no party, bro. Getting the pictures taken of you. I bet I see you at no party.
I see you in the gym. And he talking about developing that shot. He can't develop a shot at the parties and stuff.
I mean, they got a life and everything, but I'm just saying it's just a bad look. Like James Harden going to the strip club and then showing up for the season fat.
Oh, well, he did it on purpose though. He didn't want to be there no more. So he did it on purpose.
You don't want to be in Brooklyn no more?
He was fat
yeah.
when he was with Houston.
Yeah, it was in Houston.
Yeah, that's when he was forcing that trade. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't have traded him the way he wanted to go.
Nah,
I wouldn't have traded him the way he wanted to go. I would have traded him somewhere. I mean, but the other team had to think about, okay, he still may leave us, and we were gonna be out of a player anyway.
Yeah.
So, but if you think about it, Houston still was out of players. They messed up anyway because they traded for Victor Oladipo and some other players. That didn't even pan out right. And they had to trade him to the Miami Heat, and then it didn't work out with the Miami Heat because he got hurt. But I do think that dynamic with Butler and Oladipo is going to be good because they have the same mentality. So I think that'll be good for them. I want to say congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks for winning the 2021 NBA championship, and Giannis well deserved to winning that MVP and
Bucks
Finals
and 6.
MVP.
hey, at halftime, I was like, hey, bro, Bucks and 6, bro. It's over. I can see it. I can see it, bro.
You kept swapping though, because you was like,
I said I want the Suns to pull through, but I don't think it's gonna happen, bro. He said, man, there's some time left. I was like, I don't know, bro. They can't even get a run going. I don't know.
I'm kind of glad the Bucks won because Giannis' story is just different, man. I don't know
he
if
deserved
you paid
it though. He was getting his behind whooped all them years by LeBron.
Mm-hmm. And then perfect. I'm glad you said that because I was watching the game last night with my wife, and you know, while we were watching the game and then watching the trophy ceremony, she was like, where he been this whole time? I said, LeBron been spanking them boys.
He's spanking him. Be getting ran through.
LeBron been ruling the East. That's why nobody never seen these other guys on his
where he been.
On his high level. Yeah, that's what she was like.
He been getting high in the playoffs every year.
Yeah, but not what she meant was like she
so
saw
great.
how good he was, right? So she was like, hey, well, where he been since he's so good? I said LeBron been busting their behind.
Yeah, for years.
The whole East.
That's why he couldn't get through.
You gotta think like he ruled the East for a decade.
Yeah, 10 years, bro. Them boys are like, oh, it's our time. It's our time. Bro,
and then when he came,
your window was small in the NBA.
It was small, man. But yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. But man, they won it out. But going back to the press conference, I don't know if you paid attention to his story. That's why I was saying his story was so much better. I think Chris Paul's story would have been good too, but for him to explain about his mom, you know, selling stuff on the streets, you know, selling, you know, just to survive. And he was also talking about how before he got drafted, they were trying to figure out, you know, the next meal, his brothers, you know, how poor they were and all this kind of stuff. And he dedicated the championship to his mom, and he said, you know, his dad up above watching them and stuff. That was just powerful, man. And then just from the beginning of how he started with that small frame, like
he was small,
up until
bro.
Now. People
He's
don't
a
realize
freak now. That dude's a freak right now.
When he got drafted, I think he was like 6'8", 6'9", and then he grew to like 6'10", 6'11", and then he filled that frame up. So
yeah, he was 196. He weighed 196, bro.
Now he's like
he weighed less than me.
6'11", 242 pounds. That's crazy.
All muscle though. All muscle.
So
he under 10% body fat.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Under 10% body fat. So his walking around weight, like if he wasn't training, he'd probably be around like 275.
Yep.
He's a big dude.
Well, they want it, man.
Hey, we gotta talk about this. Because we had our arguments about this. Our next topic is the movie Space Jam 2. We gotta talk about this. Because you argued me down, bro. But I said, but I couldn't explain it. I was like, it has like these good parts, but it's like, but then it's bad. And so I was like, it's good, bad, but you got to watch it for yourself and see.
Yeah,
you know,
I guess we gotta say. I guess we gotta say spoiler alert. I don't think we should really talk about it that much.
We got a spoiler alert, bro.
Yeah, we don't worry, y'all. Y'all don't have to click off. We ain't gonna really talk about the actual movie itself. But
we ain't seen it by now, though. Come on, man.
Right, exactly.
Come on, man. Stop.
We're just gonna throw it out there. Spoiler alert. So what he's talking about is when he texted me and he was talking about, you know, the acting of LeBron and all this kind of stuff. How was it good? And all this kind of stuff. And I was looking at it from all LeBron haters, of course, gonna say that LeBron is not, the movie's not good, it's trash, or it's bad, this, that, and the third. So I kind of was sticking up for him. So I finally watched the movie, right? I had the same response. So LeBron's acting is not good, but I would say this: NBA players or a person that's out of the element in that field, the field of acting, or have a harder time drawing those emotions out at certain times, right? So it's like you got to go from to crying and sad. So it's like you got to tap into different emotions on different levels, right? So I think that he was not able to tap into those different emotions at the times that he needed to tap into them, right? So that kind of pulled away from the movie a little bit. But the supporting cast around him, I feel, were pretty good, and they helped him plateau to where he needed to be at certain points in the movie, even though it's still his acting was still not on par to where it needed to be. So I just coming from and speaking from that standpoint. Now, the storyline is great. It's a great storyline, and they didn't really copy off Space Jam 1, kind of, sort of, not sort of kind of thing. But the storyline was great. It's all about you wanting to be yourself and not trying to live with somebody else's.
See, that's the message, but the storyline is different. The storyline had holes in it. The message was great. The message that he's trying to convey, that was awesome. That was something that parents could take away from it. Kids can take away from it. The kids, just be yourself. Parents, let your kids be. Don't force them to be what you want them to be. Right. That was awesome. The message is great.
But that was the storyline, though.
No, the storyline is supposed. The way that the story carries, it goes through. Some parts didn't really make sense. So it's like, okay, but you just kind of like, all right, There was probably like 15 minutes of this movie they could have cut out. It was a little long. It was kind of drug out a little bit. Like towards the middle, there was probably some of it they could have shrunk the movie down a little bit. It was a little long for children's attention spans. You know what I mean? It was a long story. I see what you're saying with that. They drug it a little bit.
Yeah. I have teenagers, and sometimes they did kind of lose them a little bit. I see what you're saying, because some of the stuff was drawn out, but the jokes and the plots and stuff, they understood it. They were laughing when I was laughing. Yeah. So it's a funny movie. It's funny. So me personally, I would watch it again, and that's not because I'm a LeBron fan.
Like I said, I didn't think it was like the best movie, but I would buy it because my kids, they liked it. So they were acting like I was like, do y'all like it? But they were acting like they didn't want to hurt my feelings because I took them to the movies, and they were like, we like it the same. And so I was like, I can't really get the truth out of them, like the true reaction, because they think that they don't want to hurt my feelings and say they didn't like it, or they did like it. But I mean, they were laughing.
Yeah. So, mine were too.
I can see how I like how they made references to they paid respects to the first Space Jam by including some of the original things.
Yeah.
They even paid respect to Michael Jordan, and they showed and they showed LeBron's his fandom, his how he loves Michael Jordan, like
how he idolized Mike.
How he idolized, when they said we found Michael Jordan, and he was like, he looked like a little kid. That was a real emotion. Like, he's here to save me. He's here to save me, bro. Like, man, that jump was funny. But the story, the way it was different is the in the original Space Jam, the Looney Tunes were in trouble, and they needed the best player in the world. They needed Michael Jordan. In this one, LeBron was in trouble, and he needed the Looney Tunes to help him. So it was like the opposites. It was different.
Yep.
So that's how they switched it up. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I would overall give it a B+. I mean, you can't. LeBron is acting. There's a reason why acting is a profession. So
it's a profession.
You can't just jump in. That's years and decades of learning how to get that good. So
how to tap into different emotions and stuff, man. That's experience.
This dude was winning the championship while they were filming this movie. Like,
when
they were filming this movie, he was winning the championship. So
he won that championship.
He wasn't taking acting classes like that and stuff like that. Nope. He was just you know. But he, I think the supporting cast around Michael Jordan was a lot better because they had comedians. Like they had Bill Murray, who was like a seasoned actor, comedian, and then they had that other fat guy who was his agent or whatever. He was real good. But the other supporting cast member, he played with Jordan on the Toon Squad, and he was there during the whole movie. So he was able to. There was a times that LeBron was kind of out there by himself. He was kind of alone.
Yep, you know? Digitized.
So
digital.
Yeah, like he didn't have like a real. The supporting character wasn't really there for him to feed off as much. So it was just LeBron, you know.
Yep.
And so that makes it tough. Like the other guy, he was there to support Jordan the whole time. And one thing I always said about the original Space Jam when I used to watch it, I was like, man, Michael Jordan was terrible. I was because at that part, he was like, at the end, he's like, get the ball, give it to me, and I'll do the rest. I was like, man, Michael Jordan country.
I do the rest.
Give it to me. I was like, give it to me.
So we can agree that Jordan's acting was not good either in his Space Jam movie, right?
His acting was bad too.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Yeah,
but I didn't want to make it a Jordan versus LeBron thing. That's the thing. But LeBron, he kind of set himself up for that. Like he keeps doing these kinds of things where he put himself in a situation where it's gonna continue the comparisons. Like he's following in the footsteps of the greatest, right? And so he's like, all right, this is what I got. I'm gonna use the formula to become the GOAT. And he's like, I'm gonna make a movie. I'm gonna do a second part. But I don't think he was intentionally trying to like do Space Jam 2 to show Michael Jordan that he's better than he could do everything better than him. I think it's a thing like, oh, this is the legacy. I'm the face of the sports right now, like Michael Jordan was. So it kind of just following in his footsteps. I think it's more on that line. I don't think he's trying to outdo him, but the fans are going to turn it into a Jordan LeBron thing, and they're going to argue and fight over it.
Yeah,
that's just what they do.
Yes, so just to kind of switch gears, like do this thing where we kind of rate ourselves and how we're feeling, how we're feeling life is going. So on a scale from 1 to 10, where are you at right now in life?
Shoot, man, I'm at like a 12. 12. Shoot. Man.
How so?
Life is good over here, bro.
Yeah.
I recently left my job because I've been doing my business with having my job and everything like that for about a year and a half. I've been doing both full power ahead. And so that meant a lot of long nights, sleepy days, a lot of 6-7 day work weeks. And I worked my way out of the 9 to 5 where the side hustle became the main hustle. And now I'm just kind of, I don't have to work as much. So now my challenge is keeping that same energy that I had before. Cause now I'm just like, man, I've been on summer break.
We made it.
Hey, I've been on summer break with the kids, man. I've been on summer break. I'm waking up after them. Shoot. You lucky you got me up to do this podcast, boy. I'm telling you.
I know.
If friends ain't heard from me, they used to be able to call me at 7 a.m, 6 a.m.
Oh yeah, quick. You'll message back quick. But now it's like,
they be like, boy, you don't never sleep. 10. I just finished talking to you at 3:00 last night.
Right. 3:00 in the morning, and then turn around and message back again at like 7 a.m. But now it's like, hey man,
where you at? I'm at work.
After 10 o'clock. I mean, before 10 o'clock. Don't message me.
Don't hit me up. Don't hit me up. Hey, I had a friend hit me up that first week I was done working, bro. He hit me up at like 8:30. I was like, fam, what are you doing?
Yeah, man.
Like, why? What are you doing, bro? Don't do that. Like, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. 410, I ain't good for nobody.
So me, I guess, or were you finished?
Yeah, you good. Yeah, I'm good.
So for me, where I'm at in life from a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 8.5, almost 9. And I say that because I'm leaving room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, God has been good to me and my family. We're blessed, and God has done some miraculous things for us in our lives and blessed us with so many things. But I feel like there's more that I could do.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so until I get to the more part, until I get to where I want to be, then I'm gonna say 8ish, 9.5, 8ish and a half to not almost 9. It's kind of leave improvement for more because, like I said, still currently working, in law enforcement. I love it. Love law enforcement. Been wanting to do it since I was a kid. Grew up just, admiring the things that they do. And of course, right now, at least this day and age, law enforcement is not doing too good in the media. And that's something we'll talk about on another podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
But right now, life is good. We've been blessed with our home, been blessed with family, blessed with health. Life's good. The kids are good. The kids are growing up. So I just want to leave improvement. So that's why I say 8.5 to 9. So that's where I'm at.
I love that, acknowledging growth, that you want to grow. And I say, man, just put that stuff on the board, write it down. That's what we're doing. Put it on the board, and so you can see it, remind yourself of the goal, and then lock in. You got to pick a time where you're going to lock in. That's what I did. I got rid of, and I stopped playing the video game because it was just I could play the video game
distraction.
All I want to. I can play the video game all I want to now, but I had to and I heard Andy Mineo say that a couple of years ago, one of his songs, he said that he stopped playing video games, and for Christmas he took all his money and he made a in-home studio, and he just that was his thing. And so, of course now Andy Mineo can play video games whenever he wants to, but he was like, and it may not be, video games might not be a distraction for you like it may have been for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you play anymore because I don't really play that much anymore because I'm so behind, but I will get back on 2K22. But
your player be trash anyway, so hey, he talking like he nice like that.
Because I don't put the time in. Y'all boys be hey,
man, look,
it be week 1. Y'all be talking about some, it's 90s and above. I'm like, how y'all 90 already? The game just been out 3 days. How y'all 90 already?
And you still got your brown shirt on, and you was 69 or something like
what's
that.
Going on? By the time I'm a 90, everybody done playing. After that, they done moved on. I'm like, man, shoot. I don't know when y'all boys had the time. Y'all boys play. Some of y'all jokers be playing at work and stuff. I'm like, what? But yeah, so when you can lock in, that means sometimes hanging out with some friends and stuff like that. Sometimes, but it ends up being worth it. You just got to really prioritize everything.
I'm glad you brought it up because stuff like video games and they can become your idols. Yeah. So you focusing so much on that game or so much on whatever you may be focusing on, you're forgetting about your relationship with God in real life. Something you're building your
character.
Yeah,
you're building your character, but not building your character.
Right.
That's good.
So when you take that out of the equation and you start focusing on the other things that you need to be focusing on, and then bringing God into it, putting all that focus you're putting on that game or on that thing you're idolizing onto God will put you in the position that you need to be in. Like you were telling me years ago, you were telling me, oh man, we're gonna do this, we're gonna buy our home. However much money you put together, you said that this is what you were gonna do, and you put God in it. So God orchestrated your steps to get you where you needed to be. And that's for a lot of people that don't know. With this show, we're gonna keep it transparent, and we're gonna make sure that we let y'all know about our beliefs in God, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. So we're gonna continue talking about these things along with sports and life and all that stuff. So as we tie all these things in together, we have to keep in mind that God is the source. God is the source that we got to tap into, that we need to keep our lives in progression, to keep moving forward. So people got to remember that.
But a kind of a mistake that some people might do is they stand in one spot and they wait for God to do everything. They say, man, I'm waiting on God. No, when you got something in your heart, you believe, you know you're supposed to be doing whatever, you got to start taking the steps. You know what I mean? And then
Yep.
he will order your steps. Boom, boom,
Yep.
go this way, go this way. But you got to be moving. You got to start moving as if it's you believe it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Start
Yep.
start talking like it's gonna be happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
I say all the time. I tell people it's crazy because I actually would tell people this, and then you got to be bold enough to say it and believe it. I'll tell people I'm
Yep.
gonna be I'm be a millionaire by 40. You know what I mean? And so I got 5 more years, but I'm be a
Yep.
millionaire by 40 in net worth, not like a million in the bank.
Yeah.
But but and so I move that way, and so I look at everything in that way. I've learned different things from people who are millionaires, or I try to get around people who are millionaires or go in that direction and learn about how they think, because they think in a totally different way than what a normal person, how a normal person thinks, you know. And the more I hang around people like that, or I hear them speak, the more I can see that they don't even think on the same level as with the way we think. They just see the world a whole different way. So, but yeah, you just have to move in what you believe, for sure. You write it down and then just move in that. Just start moving, and then like I said, God will order your steps. He'll help you get to those goals you're trying to get, because if it's in your heart, He obviously put it there. You know what I mean? Some people get stuck on that, like, man, I don't know, like, but if it's in your heart, like He put it in your heart, that's what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like the things that you want to do, that didn't just come from nowhere. Satan is not telling you to, you know, get successful and open a business and praise God, worship God with your gifts and stuff like that. That ain't the enemy. God put that in you. So that means you go towards that. You know, He done gave you a plan. He gave you a plan specifically for what you want to do. And you can kind of see it already playing out in your head. All you gotta do is go through those steps and really research. The same way you spend time researching the best build for 2K, you could do that same. You do that same research, because when you put that energy into figuring out the best build and research and stuff like that, you come out with this great player. You know what I mean? Like you build a great player. You build this whole great thing. If you do that same thing with that thing that He told you to do, you're gonna build something. You're gonna build something solid, something great, a great foundation. You know, what's the best way to do it? And a lot of the things, it's not something that hasn't been done before. Just it hasn't been done the way you do it before, but it's been done before. You know? So, but yeah, that's just kind of how it goes.
I'm glad you brought it up, man, because we were on a vacation and we were at Thomas's house. We're calling him Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
We're at Thomas' house, and I was reading about how God told Abraham to sacrifice his son.
Mm-hmm.
So Abraham, with no questions asked, he went, got his son, and they walked up, and he was just about to get ready to sacrifice him when God told him to wait, and provided that ram in the bush. So here's my thing: how the process that I got from that was, okay, how he just went out and just acted on what God told him to do, not knowing where God was going to take him, and he just did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he acted out in faith that God will provide, and God did. So the way I looked at it was, okay, I want to start my business up. Been sitting around praying about it, but not doing anything, not putting things into motion, not doing the research, not doing the necessary things that I need to do to get the business up and running, or to even act out in faith, right? So I said, okay, God, this is a message for me to receive. So I'm going to get my behind up right now and create just create something.
Yep.
So I created my Facebook website, which now I'm going to be working on the website to attach to that Facebook, so that they'll have somewhere to go to look at things. So I created the Facebook, and I was like, okay, God, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna act out in faith, create this thing, and just keep rolling with it. And God, wherever you take me, that's where I'm gonna land. So that's where I'm at right now. So a lot of times when we're praying, we're asking God to do these things for us. But what are you doing? What are
Mm-hmm.
you doing to put that thing in motion? Like, are you just sitting around waiting? I mean, it can't happen that way, but go ahead and put some things into motion, showing God that you actually have this desire in your heart to do this thing, and God will provide it. Don't go and pray about it, and then be like, okay, well, I hope God will do it for me. No, he going, nah.
Mm-hmm.
When you pray about that thing, you're gonna say, okay, God, I'm putting it in motion. God, I know what you're gonna do for me, God. I know you're gonna bless me, God. Here we go. Let's take this journey.
And there's like this two realms. There's like two worlds, kind of. It sounds weird, but there's two worlds. There's the seen, the unseen. There's the natural, then there's the supernatural. So when you pray for something to happen, and you believe, in the unseen, where you can't see, in the spiritual realm, it happens immediately.
Right.
It doesn't happen immediately in the natural. So when you pray and you get up from your prayer, you got to believe that what you said and what you prayed has already happened in the unseen. So then you move in the seen as if it's already done in the unseen. Yep. Right. So then when you go and you're walking around about your day, and you tell people, yeah, I got a business and I'm starting up a range. I'm doing this.
Here's my card.
One day, you got to have a card.
Here's my card.
Because you believe it. So I'm saying, so like when you run into somebody that can help you, and they say, oh, do you have a website or a card? And you're like, oh, yeah, I don't have. They're like, oh, well, this person ain't ready, And then boom, you missed a potential investor because you didn't have everything down. You know what I mean? Even if it ain't ready, you got to have like the plan already out so you can show somebody, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I plan on having shoot days, this day. I plan on having this is my logo. Here's my card. I'm working on some things right now, and they'll see that you're actually serious about it. They'll take you serious as a professional. If you don't take yourself serious, then they're not going to take you serious at all, because the truth of the matter is that I heard a lot of successful people say that the line they say, nobody cares. But nobody cares how good you are at what you do. Nobody cares how nice of a website you have. Nobody cares about you, your family, how much money you can make, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares about all that. They just want to see if you can produce results. That's all they really care about, is can you produce. Nobody has to believe in your business. Nobody has to believe in you. You have to make them. That's what I tell my wife all the time. They don't have to respect your business. They don't have to respect anything. They don't got to believe that you can do anything. You have to make them respect it. You get to a point where, like when I was doing my business, and people would say, that's a cute little hobby. That's a nice hobby that you're doing. That's cool. And then I'm saying, no, this is what I'm going, this is going to be my job, but I'm not going to argue with them and get offended. I'm just going to make them where they respect it by when they're able to see that this thing takes over and this, and I've built something that I can live off of, then they're going to respect it as a business. So that's all I have to say.
Yep. I agree. And it's like, another thing too, I'm glad you brought that up, because sometimes a lot of people go around worrying about what the next person may say, or, well, they so successful with theirs. I don't know if I'm good enough, or I don't know if I can do it, or I don't know if I'm capable. Okay, you just downgraded and talked down on everything that you asked God to do for you by saying those things. Your business doesn't have to be the same as Joe Blow over here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, let Joe Blow run his own business or his or her own business, and you focus on your business and those things that you ask God to do for you. And God's going to flourish your business. God's going to flourish your business even further than some other businesses, And you have people on the outside looking at your business like, man, what did they do different from what I did? It's something about my God to do some things, and people will be like, oh man, how did that happen? But it's blessed. So stop focusing so much on the incapabilities or what you may not be able to do at the moment, and focus on those things that you can do, and focus on those things that you can orchestrate, and stop looking at the next person's situation and worry about your situation. I think that'll help out a lot as far as people trying to run things or get things up and running. So, but
I still have to battle with that still. Even even being successful in my business, I'll still see somebody else and be like, dang man, they so good at that, man. I don't even know if I can even compete or or
Right.
stay, like dang, they're but I mean, God just bring me the customers. Like some people, they obviously like what I do, so they come here and they pay me for it, pay me well.
Right.
So I just have to stay focused. And but that, in a way, that still causes me to continuously try to get better at what I'm doing. So that's my goal. Is every time I'm making a new video or doing a new photo shoot or whatever I'm doing with making t-shirts, whatever, I try to do it better than the last time I did it. I try to do better. But what that does do is my clients from a year ago are not going to get as good as a product as what I did today. But
because you got better.
I got better. Yeah. But
yeah,
that's just the way. But as I get better, I increase the prices too. So at least they know they didn't pay top dollar for.
God said use your gifts.
Yeah.
God said use your gifts.
Yeah.
Supply what you need. But just to kind of wrap things up. Me personally, I think that this show is going to be so great. This is the first episode of starting it up, and I think that people are going to really tune in and listen because we're talking about some real life things. And right now this is the first episode. It's going to get better. We're going to get better, and we just it was crazy how you just messaged me last night, and you were like, "Man, we need to get this thing going," because we've been talking about it for years, saying what we're going to do, and we like what we just said. We go ahead and put it into motion, pray about it. Ask God what we want done. God, we want you to bless this show. God, we want you to do some things with us, right? God, we want you to honor some things for us, God. We want you to, edify. We're going to edify this show through you, God, and all this kind of thing. So now that we finally say, okay, we're going to do it. Let's do it. We're in it. We're here now. We're doing it. So, and we just hope that, just blesses others and anybody that may listen to it. Because like I said, we're going to be talking about a lot of things in life. We're going to be talking about the sports, of course. We're going to make sure we keep God in it as well. And because that's just our well-being and our, it's who we are. So.
Yep. And that's another part of that lesson where we were talking about before we close it out is we were going to do this show. We were going to kind of wait until we had everything together. But when you do that, it never gets together.
It never gets together.
It's never going to get together.
So right now,
you got to just start what you got.
But right now, for whoever's going to tune in when we post it, when you start watching it from the beginning, watch how God flourishes it and watch how things start to progress and get better. Watch how the technology gets better. Watch how the recordings get better. Mm-hmm. So y'all just hold tight and just wait on us because it's going to get better. And we appreciate everybody tuning in. Until next time, when we drop episode 2, we're going to talk about more things in life. We might talk about, the cultures and our current jobs, what we're doing in life. And we're just going to kind of bring it in and kind of make it relate to everybody else too. So,
and feel free to put in the comments any topics you want us to talk about. We can do that too.
Oh yeah, for sure. But until next time, this is Faith Talk.